Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, it's the day after the big, gigantic pump. But you know what? It's only the beginning. Bitcoin's biggest catalyst is not even here yet, and it's coming in 2025. And I'm going to tell you guys what that is. And it's going to be huge. Absolutely huge. That's why it's so important, so urgent for you guys to know what it is. But in the meantime, there are many, many things happening, including something that's going to happen today. That could be quite big as well. So let's talk about everything that's about to happen. And that's that. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out the day. We're starting out the day at $75,000. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Considering yesterday we had such a tremendous day, today I'm figuring we have a little profit taking, right? But maybe not. Maybe we just continue our ferocious pump that we had yesterday. Let's see. The U.S. market is starting out in the green. Okay. Again, maybe not much profit taking. Let's see. Tesla, Coinbase had a plus 31% day yesterday, guys. Plus 31%. And right now it's minus 2%. So a little bit profit taking. MicroStrategy was plus like 13% or something. Absolute craziness yesterday, guys. Craziness. Tesla was, I don't know what Tesla was up yesterday. Everything was like going nuts yesterday. But you know what? We may get more of that because, you know why? Today we're going to get a big FOMC meeting. Normally speaking, this would be a gigantic event. But not a whole lot of people care because we just had election and we're getting a new president. But you know what? This could still be a big deal because not only are we getting a rate cut today, it's already baked in 99.3%. But you know, it's interesting. There's a 0.7% chance now we might get a 50 basis point cut. That was never a probability, but now there is somehow. But no, what's more interesting is Wall Street is looking for language from Powell in terms of the next FOMC meeting, which is coming up next month. So there's two actually before the end of the year. And there could be a chance that there will be another rate cut by the end of this year. And, you know, there's a 1.8% chance of a 50 basis point in December. So we're not getting just 1, 2, right? So if Powell continues to be pretty dovish or just in line with expectations, that's pretty good too. So not only are we going to get a new president, but we're going to get 2 rate cuts. And that means we'll get new capital injection, right? And with the markets rallying, the 10-year yield is going to drop. That means the Fed fund rates go drop. That means mortgage rates are going to drop. That means interest rates are going to drop. That means everything is going to start pumping to the moon in line with the Santa rally. That means by the end of this year, things are going to be absolutely fantastic. That's what it means. Okay. Yeah, that's what it means. That's what it means. It looks like everything's aligning. So, I guess we'll see. We'll see what he says later today. And someone's asking, am I going to stream? No, I'm not going to stream that. I'm not going to stream that. But I will say this. This afternoon, I will be streaming earlier. I'm not going to be streaming tonight because I am going to take a big trip. But I will be streaming earlier this afternoon, probably around 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's going to be a an early afternoon stream, not a tonight stream, just so you guys are aware. So it's a little bit after the FOMC meeting. So I'll be able to reflect upon that meeting after it's done. So I'll let you guys know what he says, or I'll reflect upon what he says. Anyways, moving on. Bank of England also had a rate decision and didn't go anywhere. Okay, so they didn't move. So, okay. But overall, all the countries around the world, they will basically start cutting, with the exception of Japan. Japan is the only country basically not cutting because they've been at zero for 8 years. They raised their rate by 0.25% earlier this year. They're the only nation that everyone's afraid of raising because of the carry trade situation. But everyone else on the planet is going to start cutting along with the US, and that means capital injection all around, and that's all great, all around, everywhere, right? Double barrel photography. George, my boss and I often talk about Bitcoin. His final statement is always, what are we doing? What are they doing the mathematical equation for when mining? What do you mean? What are they doing the equation for? The equation, solving the equation is how the miners power the network. That's the competition, right? What they're doing is basically powering the network, and for solving that equation is how they get rewarded. The reward is Bitcoin. So it's a gamification. That's how you think about it. So every miner on the planet is competition with each other, and the first person to solve the equation gets rewarded in Bitcoin. So that's really it. But the network is powered by all these miners that are collectively solving the equation, and that's how they're powering it. And they're all in competition with each other. That's it. That's all there is. That's what it is. It's a giant gamified network, and they're all competing. And the reason why all the miners are doing it, because they're all trying to win the Bitcoin rewards. That's it. All right, moving forward, a Trump-inspired gusher of cash is flowing into risk on ETFs. 22 billion in one day is absurd. Yeah, that's right. We had a crazy amount of cash that flew in yesterday. All around, we know that markets pumped, the broader stock market pumped, crypto pumped. I'll show you some crazy numbers. I talked about Coinbase going up 30%. I didn't even know this. I knew MicroStrategy had a 2x ETF, MSTU. I didn't know Coinbase had a 2x ETF. I had no idea when this came out, but there's a CONL, which is a 2x ETF that went up 62%. This could be an attractive thing for those of you guys that want a 2x ETF Coinbase. I had no idea. Now they have ETFs on everything, even Bitcoin related stocks. That's crazy. That's crazy. But just to show you, in terms of crypto related inflows, Binance and Coinbase received $9.3 billion of just ERC20 stablecoins. So this is just Tether and USDC stablecoins. This doesn't count USDT on Tron or Binance, Smart Chain, or any of the other chains. This is just ERC based. This is just USDT and USDC of ERC20 stablecoins. So bottom line is, yesterday, right, you saw all the alts go up, all the memes go up, everything go up along with Bitcoin. This is the reason because you had the whales, you had the retail, like everyone in between get really, really excited, deposit all of their, stable coins, and they started buying and buying and buying. This is why, right? It's not magic. I told you guys over the course of the year, we have $150 billion worth of stable coins out there sitting on the sidelines doing nothing. And as the bull run continues, this is what's going to happen. They're going to be used. They're going to start being deposited into the exchanges, and they're going to be used to buy a whole bunch of stuff. And then that's when things get crazy. I reference how people will start feeling dirty because you go see your portfolio go up 10, 15, 20% daily, because this is what happens. Everyone's going to start spending their stable coins, and you go start seeing things jump like crazy. And it's starting to happen, right? And not only that, you could see here in the past 15 hours, 728 USDT flowed from the Tether treasury into some of these other exchanges: Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, OKX, Bybit. So that is basically $750 million that was deposited in Tether and Tether into these exchanges. So you're just getting a massive amount of money now that's coming in, and this is probably going to continue. This is all leading up to something, right? Why is this happening? I think I'm speculating. I think there are two reasons why. Number one is obviously Bitcoin is all-time high now. We have broken through our all-time high, and we're holding quite well above our all-time high of 73.8. Now that we've broken through, we haven't really tried to test it. We haven't gone down. We're holding quite well above. So now there's, renewed enthusiasm right now. Now retail investors feel happy once again. So now they're willing to put more money in. So that's number one. And number two, obviously we're moving into the bull market, right? And we have 2025, and people are looking forward to that. That I know is a big factor. I guess that's number two. But number three, this big catalyst in 2025, I think a lot of people are overlooking, is this. Now that Trump is going to be president and sworn in, right? A lot of people are overlooking the fact that he said he is going to buy up 5% of the total supply of Bitcoin. And a lot of people, a lot of people are kind of like, a lot of people are trying to prepare for that. Because if that actually happens, if the US government actually just does that, goes to Coinbase, goes to Kraken, goes to Gemini and says, hey, we're going to start buying, we're going to set a schedule, and we are going to start buying Bitcoin, 50 million, 100 million every month until we buy up 5% of the total supply. That is massive. That is going to drive the price of Bitcoin way, way higher. Okay, not only from that act alone, but again, when other countries hear officially that the US is going to do that and make Bitcoin a strategic reserve, you got to figure other countries are going to start doing that too. They're going to follow, right? So I do think this is going to be a big catalyst in 2025 if Trump sticks to his word and actually does this. It's going to be absolutely massive. This will be the biggest catalyst we've ever seen in Bitcoin's history. Obviously, to have the biggest nation, the most powerful nation on the planet, to fully endorse Bitcoin and make it a strategic reserve, that would be the biggest thing ever, right? And that's why you would want to load up right now. You will want to load up before that happens, because when that does happen and gets announced, Bitcoin will be well into six figures and will start climbing really fast. Those ETFs that's been buying, tens of billions already will climb even faster. They'll be buying billions per day. It'll be tens of billions per week. It'll be hundreds of billions in the course of 2025. And then you add that on top of what the US government will be buying in the course of 2025 while trying to acquire the 5%. Keep in mind that 5% is going to make Bitcoin extremely expensive, right? 5% may not sound like a lot, but as Bitcoin's price goes higher, that 5% becomes incredibly expensive. It's just going to be absolutely massive, right? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's why you're seeing all the Tether being deposited. People are front running this, basically. I guess that's my point, right? I think a lot of people, a lot of whales, a lot of institutions, a lot of companies, I don't know, a lot of fund managers, I think they're trying to front run this, because if that becomes a reality, it's going to be bigger than people probably realize. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are probably front running this. So we'll see. In the next 2 months, we'll see how things get. It could be quite nutty as Bitcoin gets higher and higher and higher. And then if we, along with that, we have a mini altcoin season, and everything from Solana to even ETH. ETH has been moving yesterday. And Avalanche and Chainlink and everything starts moving up in a big way. That's going to lead us into a fantastic 2025. It's going to be absolutely fantastic next year. All right. As for some charts, compared to last year, I mean, we're actually quite identical. Last year, you know what? If you think about it, those of you guys that lived through last year, I think almost all of you guys have lived through last year. If you think about it, March through October last year was quite boring. And we didn't really start moving last year until October. And we were below 30,000 until October. And then we started pumping. And then we didn't stop until March. We went from sub 30,000 all the way to basically 74,000 in March. And we just kept on going, right? So for basically roughly 6 months, we just did not stop. So now that we're in 2024, we kind of did the same thing from March, April timeframe, all the way to October. We pretty much didn't do anything. We went sideways. But now, since October, we started going up. Obviously, now we're in November. We started going up more. And if you look at it compared to 2023, very, very similar. Now that we had this rally, are we going to continue on and just keep going like last year? And if so, that'd be absolutely fantastic. That means we will breach $100,000 by the end of this year, and afterwards we continue on, right? And continue on till wherever we go in 2025. It's looking very similar to last year. Although, this should be different because this is a halving year, and 2025 is the most bullish year of this cycle. Well, at least it should be, right? According to the 4-year cycle, the last year should be the most bullish year of the 4-year cycle. So this is what it's looking like. We have broken out of this channel. We had this giant cup and handle. We have broken out of the handle, obviously. We are definitely going higher. And, you know, if you look at our three previous cycles, I know this is condensed, obviously, but you know what? Every single time, we just kind of do the same thing. We break through our previous high, and we just kind of just keep going. But obviously, the dollar amount is it's exponentially higher every single cycle, right? So the obviously the percentage gains is not quite as high every cycle because the dollar amount is much higher, but the pattern is pretty much the same. We break out of that giant cup and handle, and then we break out, and the last year is when we go parabolic, and it's probably not going to be different this time around. And again, once we hit six figures by the end of this year, next year, again, like what I said, if the U.S. Makes Bitcoin a strategic reserve and the other countries follow, and then you have this massive FOMO between countries, and the ETFs continue to buy, and you have retail FOMO, and you have just, you know, a great economic situation all around, meaning you have capital injections all around the world now, right? You have money start flowing. I mean, it could just be just a perfect storm of goodness for crypto. It could be something that was just like we have never ever seen before, right? It could just be absolutely fantastic next year. Yeah. All right. That's about it. What else is there? I did notice this. I mentioned this yesterday. DeFi tokens are all flying. And the only thing I could come up with, like Uniswap flew, Aave started flying. I don't know, like a lot of DeFi start flying. And I think the only reason why is because everyone thinks Gary Gensler is gone, right? That's what Trump said. I'm going to fire Gary Gensler. And that makes sense. That makes sense, right? Our hope is the next SEC chair is going to be more friendly, more crypto friendly overall than Gary Gensler. Here's the thing though, you know, when Gary Gensler was first appointed, everyone thought that he was going to be awesome for crypto because he was a professor. He was a crypto blockchain professor at MIT, and everyone thought he was going to be awesome. But then like the power or the corruption or someone started pulling the strings or something, and he just turned out to be horrible. I don't know why. Like he just did a complete 180, right? So we have to be careful about what we wish for, right? The hope is whoever the next SEC chair, whoever he is or she, is going to be better than Gary. Hopefully not worse. Because as bad as Gary has been, knock on wood, hopefully whoever replaces him is going to be better. Because we just don't know. But I do think that's the reason why DeFi all of a sudden is soaring, because everyone's expecting whoever replaces Gary is going to be better. But we just don't know at this point in time. And then I saw this article, BlackRock most likely going to build their Buildle RWA fund on Avalanche, which is cool. So Avalanche is not just concentrated on games, even though they're very, very heavy into games, but they're also working on RWA, and working with BlackRock is always a good thing. All right. That is pretty much it. Let's see. Overall market is still green. Hey, NASDAQ is really flying now. Plus 167. Nvidia still up. Good. Apple up. Tesla flipping green. MicroStrategy about to flip green. Oh, no, it did flip green. That is fantastic. And Coinbase Still in the red, but MicroStrategy turned green. That is a very positive sign. And Bitcoin is still around 75,000. Sol is still holding about 188. Above that resistance line, looking good. Still looking good all around. Not a whole lot of profit taking today. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, scrolling up here. Double barrel, I answered your question already. Bank of England, oh, I missed that. Bank of England cut rate 25%, 0.25%, okay. Iggy says, get ready to be rich. The bullish bulldog says memes are new alts. Well, they are alts. Yes. Skipping stones. Are you still gonna have a George party? You may have like 100K. I'll definitely think about it. Yes. Index. First of all, don't at me. And second of all, the 5.3 theory is total nonsense. 100% nonsense. EME. So today, are we getting a cut? Yes. It's baked in. 25 basis points. The key thing is, are we going to get a cut in December? Right now, there's a 66% chance. Yes, I think so. So that means another 50 basis points by the end of this year, combined with the 50 basis point we had already. That's a full percentage point. That's pretty big. Pretty big. S2K, what happens if you do? If you do it enough, you just get banned from the channel. S2K. Follow run show. Please, can I still hold ADA? It is heavy in my portfolio. Are you asking for permission if you could hold ADA? Of course, you could continue to hold ADA. No one's going to stop you from holding ADA. You know, it could still run later next year. For right now, it's just kind of trailing the competition. Surge, Rockwell. Enter February 2023 and holding ever since. Up 100%. Congrats. Thanks for your work. You're a true legend. You're welcome. Congratulations, man. It's hard to hold, especially during the down and boring times. But you're up 100%. Congratulations. Mike. Ever heard of being humble, man? Take the win. Oh man, things are flipping around. Coinbase may be in the green. I gotta go buy that 2x Coinbase. I think Coinbase will end the year really good, along with MicroStrategy. And I'm happy to see Nvidia go up. Nvidia is gonna be, yeah, all-time high today. I think the remainder of this year, I don't know, maybe I'm just too bullish, but I think the remainder of this year is gonna be absolutely fantastic for everything, for stocks, for crypto, everything. It's just, I think the stars are aligning. There's just nothing stopping. We got more rate cuts. It's got everything. I just saw a really good video about being humble this morning. From the Shark Tank guy, Robert Hershowitz. It was him doing a video about comparing himself to Mark Cuban. So it's actually a really good video. So it's a story where, I don't know, he was being interviewed by someone or a kid or something. And someone asked him, why do you continue to work when you're so successful? And he made a joke about like, oh, because my private jet is not as big as Mark's. And he was on stage or something with Mark, right? And he said, you know, I said it as a joke, but really in the back of my mind, I was a little jealous of Mark Cuban's jet because his jet was bigger than mine. And he said, at that point, Mark turned to him and said, which one? And then at that moment, Robert then realized how stupid he was. That he was trying to compete with Mark on that jet. He didn't even think about that Mark Cuban had 3 jets while he was trying to compete on that one jet. And it just rocked his world. And then he said that, you know, that's not who he is. He was trying to compete with his friend, and it was just really silly, and it really humbled him. And then after that, you know, he said he took days. It just like really like rocked his world. And he's like, when he started out, he was a poor nobody, and he became somebody, and he's, you know, super successful, but he just lost his cause. Like, his mission in life is not to be richer than someone or to have a bigger private jet than someone, right? Anyways, I thought that was a powerful thing, right? Because if you're always trying to compare yourself to someone else and you think that's the true definition of self-worth, is just to be more, having a bigger jet or more money than someone else as the ultimate, you know, sign of worth, I guess. That's a really bad way to live, I guess. I think that's a really powerful message. I really enjoyed that story. And the moral of the story is don't compete with a billionaire. But but it's true though. It's true. Everyone, a lot of crypto bros, you know, it's like, I want to get my Lambo, you know. I'm going to get rich and get my Lambo. And, you know, it's a joke in a way, but also, you know, people do want to get the Lambo and they think, you know, they made it because they have that Lambo. But really, it's like, after you get that, so what? That's the thrill of it goes away really quick. You know, there's more to it than that in life. Chris Cunningham, thoughts on Crypto Mom being SEC chair? Hester Pierce, great. Probably better than Gary Gensler. Richard Thompson, will Will MSTR beat Solana in 2025? I don't think so. I think Solana is gonna go nuts. I think Solana is gonna like do at least not at least, but I think Solana can do a 10x in 2025. I don't think MSTR is gonna do a 10x, although it can. Richard, now that I'm thinking about it, if they really do that 42 billion buy in the next 3 years, maybe they could do a 10x. I don't know. I don't think they could do a 10x in 2025. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe they can. And hug. Comparison is a rubber of joy. I guess. Oh, not rubber. Robber of joy. Comparison to robber of joy. I need a G5 airplane. Isn't it like a G7 now or something? You could live in your Lambo. Not really, no. No, you cannot live in a Lambo. Did you see Sailor's post mentioning dividends from MicroStrategy? That is the wrong move. That is the total wrong move. When stocks start offering dividends, that means they don't know how to grow anymore. That is total wrong move. If he has that much money to be able to give out dividends, that means there's something wrong. He should be able to use that to buy more Bitcoin. Any of the big companies like tech giants that start doing buybacks, stock buybacks, or like start giving dividends or upping their dividends or whatever, it's because they don't know what to do. They should really just take all that extra money and start buying Bitcoin. That's really what they should do. Joe Stringer, do you think it's a good idea to put some gains into alts now or wait until January? I don't know. Alts are still down vastly from their previous high. Most of them are still down like 70, 80%. I guess it wouldn't be bad to load up on some of them. I still think Bitcoin is going to be leading the way, but yeah, if you're like very low on alts, maybe it's not a bad time. A little bit. Not saying you have to go heavy into it, but maybe a little bit. Richard, you say 10x for Solana, then I have $5 million. I hope you're right. Been holding since 2022. I hope I'm right too. If I'm right and you make $5 million, you could share 10% of that with me. Because that'll be what you have now, right? That'll be fair. I just need 10% of that. I'm just joking. But I hope I'm right. I don't know, but I think Solana could have an absolutely big year. I mean, they're the Ethereum of this cycle. I mean, just look at how big Ethereum got in 2021. They're doing the same thing this cycle. Everything that was popular on Ethereum in 2021, everything that Ethereum was doing in 2021, Solana is doing this cycle. Brilliant being. Thank you. I appreciate that. Would you stop crypto if you have 100 million? I wouldn't stop. I'll just keep it. I'll still keep it. Would I stop doing the show if I had 100 million? Probably. I'd probably just make videos once in a while. I wouldn't be doing my daily streams. But yeah, I'd still keep money in crypto. Like, it's not like if I had 100 million, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sell it all and just put it in my bank. That would be stupid. Like, that would be stupid. That's the same problem all the rich people still have. Like, you're still gonna see your money inflate to nothing. You still want to hold assets. You still want to hold assets like Bitcoin to protect your wealth. So it doesn't matter if you have 100 million or a billion or 10 billion. Sure, I probably would take some of it out, you know, buy a whole bunch of real estate, like houses around the world and stuff, you know, but vast majority of that would still be in Bitcoin. Jose, I'm gonna screenshot this. I'm gonna hold you to that. There are a lot of Rolexes I'm eyeing, but I haven't bought. A Panda, was a John Mayer. No, I think the John Mayer is the Panda. The solid gold one with the green face. The rainbow one. Oh, nice. We're above 75 again. Let's check those liquidation walls. You know, some people hate it when I call liquidation walls. I don't know a better way to call it. I just made that up. I don't know how to call it. You know, I just call it a liquidation wall because I know it's not really a liquidation wall. It's just like, it's just a point where there are a lot of liquidations. So I just call it liquidation wall. But I see some people like get really angry when I call it that. If there's a better term for this, you guys tell me what it is. But until then, I'm just going to call it that. So 75.5, there's about 12 million. And then 75.6, 16 million. 75.8, 17 million. So a lot waiting to be liquidated up until about 77. Go up to about 77. We're going to liquidate probably, I don't know, I figure about 50 million worth of shorts. There's not that much. And then you got a little bit, you know, just like maybe 10 million around 78,000. And then just like we're at 80,000. There's not that much holding us. I mean, sure, we could go on the downside too. If we go on the downside and go down to like 74, there's like 20 million, 12 million. We can flip to the downside. We have seen that. It could go both ways. Liquidation line? Okay. Liquidation line instead of liquidation wall. NMCT, I'm terrified and excited about Sol hitting above 500. Why? Terrified it might get sucked into FOMO. Well, if it's above 500, I don't know. Maybe then you just stop DCing. But no, I don't know. Above 500, I think there will be a lot of FOMO. Yeah, I like level. I think liquidation level sounds good. Benj, safe to convert to USDT when taking profit and hold, yes. Back in the day, I would say no. I don't trust USDT, but these days they make so much money. It's like it's hard to see them collapsing these days. They make like 10 billion, 20 billion dollars per quarter now. Just from the transaction fees alone, they are freaking wealthy. They probably make more money than the exchanges do now. They probably are the most profitable crypto business right now. I can't think of another more profitable crypto business outside of Tether. They make more money than anyone. And they're using a portion of that profit to buy Bitcoin too. Tether holds, they hold like hundreds of millions of Bitcoin now in their reserve. Ooh, seeing good push right now. Pretty good push. Do I follow the NHL season? No. I cannot stand hockey. No, I shouldn't say that. I have nothing against hockey. I just don't watch it. I don't. Hockey's not my thing. Do I play Diablo? I heard Elon is like a top 20 player in the world. I can't see that he has any time to play Diablo. I just can't. But good for him. Do you think Buffett could get into BTC if government creates a reserve? You know what? I hate to say it. He's just way too old. There's just not enough time for him to become a Bitcoiner. It's just, at this point in time, even if he adds Bitcoin to Berkshire Hathaway, it wouldn't mean anything. It's like, how many years does he have left? And it wouldn't mean much. Berkshire Hathaway is carried by one company alone, Apple. That's it. If he didn't make the move to add Apple and Berkshire Hathaway, that fund would have collapsed a long time ago. We're getting a solid pump here. Thoughts on that? I'm neutral. Turning pretty green ahead of the FOMC meeting. MicroStrategy up solid 2% today. What's Robinhood? Robinhood's still down today. What's I don't know. What's like Mara? I haven't checked a lot of mining stocks because I just don't think they're gonna outperform MicroStrategy. Yeah, they haven't really moved much. 3-month period, they haven't moved at all. Coinbase still about even, almost turning green. What all pumped the biggest for you last cycle? I don't know. I honestly don't remember. Everything pumped last cycle, so I don't remember, man. Michael, I can't tell you which is the biggest performer of last cycle. Hey, Cardano is up almost 7% today. For all you Cardano fans. Solid move today at number 10. Pepe's doing well, double digits. Cardano led 2021 bull run, and you know it. No, I don't know that. I certainly don't know that. It pumped in 2021. It certainly did not lead it. All right, guys. I think that's good for today. We're getting a resurgence. And Powell will be speaking around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Actually, you know what? I'll probably be coming on right after he's done. So I'll be having our early stream this afternoon, guys. I have a trip this weekend. So I should be coming on right around 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think that's right when Powell's done. So right around that time. So we'll see how the market reacts to Powell. I'll digest it with you guys, and I'll cover some more interesting things. Maybe more about alts this afternoon. Yeah, that's it. Have a good one, guys. Until this afternoon, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and have a good one. Take care.